What up, my Twitch people? Coming to you live from the studio, the Film Fan Dojo studios. Just doing a test. Just doing a test again to see how this is going to work on Twitch. So, excuse me. If you didn't see my last broadcast, I was playing Mortal Kombat 11, which admittedly I am not good at. And I'm not good at. So let's stop this and see what's happening. So sorry about that. I'm again learning how to do this. So what's happening is I love Kung Fu movies. I've loved Kung Fu movies since I was a kid. I am in my 40s now, late 40s, and I still love Kung Fu movies. I've also loved fighting games, old school fighting games that we used to put quarters into to play in the arcade. Kung Fu Master, Yi Ar Kung Fu, Karate Champ, games on Streets of Rage, games I'm forgetting. That luckily, with all these platforms, we're able to play again. So, I wanted to have some fun. And really, when I discovered Shaolin vs. Wu Tang, it renewed my interest in fighting games because that is a game with Kung Fu movie characters with the old school Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest sound effects, as well as some nice gameplay for me. And so I wanted to have some fun and invite others who enjoy those movies and those type of games, or any type of fighting game and any type of martial arts movie, to come join me for some fun. And we're going to have some fun. So first thing I want to do is give a shout out to the creator of Shaolin vs. Wu Tang, Jay Bowman. I have some, excuse me, gameplay from the PC, but I felt as if it was running too slow and choppy because my PC is really not made for gaming, and you can tell. Luckily, I was able to get a Switch recently, maybe in the last month or two, and knew the Shaolin versus Wu Tang was on the Switch. Now, on the Switch, it has less characters because the Damo character, which to me is a character of the film star Chen Sing, who actually played Damo in the movie. It depends on what it's called. I saw it as the Shaolin Monk. Other people may know it as Killer Priest. So, that's missing. One of the women characters is missing on the Switch version. And the Angela Mao character called Hapkido. So what I'm going to do is intersperse some gameplay from the Switch and some pre-recorded gameplay that I have from Shaolin vs. Wu Tang on the PC. Now, I also have Shaolin vs. Wu Tang 2 on the PC, and I'm going to wait on uploading that. I'm going to stick with Shaolin vs. Wu Tang for a while. So that'll be coming starting in the first Saturday of May, and I'm toying with the idea of playing that for a while and then switching over to Mortal Kombat but I have two different setups because I don't have my PS4 in this studio yet. So I might flip flop. I might pay Shaolin vs. Wu Tang the first and the third Saturdays, and Mortal Kombat the second and the fourth. So I'm going to experiment with that. But I do want both to be segues into martial arts movie talk. Now, how I'm going to set it up, if I indeed decide to do it that way, is when I'm playing Mortal Kombat, my martial arts movie talk is going to be centered around more of the newer martial arts films, like for instance Mortal Kombat, or thoughts on it because I haven't seen it yet. Obviously, some superhero stuff too because I like that, Justice League, Avengers stuff, WandaVision, etc., or Falcon and Winter Soldier that's coming up. But I'm gonna center it around more modern day martial arts movies, and what I mean by that is produced in the modern day. For me, modern day is really 2000s and beyond. Old school for me, 60s, 70s up until the mid 90s, because I kind of stopped watching a bit because they all became a bit too formula based for me. You know, the wuxia flying and dudes, the quick cuts, you can tell it's doubles. The martial arts guys are not really performing their own moves, so that didn't interest me. So I didn't say I lost interest, I just concentrated on more of the old school Five Deadly Venoms, old school Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, etc. type films. So anyway, I'm going to discuss, give my thoughts. At hopefully someone's watching this so I can look at the chat and have their thoughts too on the movies. So we can have a little dialogue, a little back and forth. You know, you're going to agree with me and you're not, because I'm quite opinionated when it comes to martial arts movies. So you won't hurt my feelings if you say that I suck or my viewpoint is stupid or something, because that doesn't really matter to me. You can say that I suck at playing the game, and I'll probably agree with you. I will get better, but you know, learning curve and Mortal Kombat, all those buttons and fatalities and things like that. It's gonna take a while, but anyway. And then with the Shaolin vs. Wu Tang, we're gonna probably discuss the actors that the characters are based on and some of their movies and things. I've talked to one of my friends who's a indie. I hate that word. Well, I don't hate it, but he's an independent film director and writer, and he has some cool stuff. It's old, but it's still good, and it's cool stuff on YouTube that he's agreed to let me share on here. So I'm gonna put some of that out on here and talk about fight scenes and things like that also during the broadcast. So we got some cool stuff coming. Again, this is just a test in this studio. I see some things that I need to do. For instance, on this OBS, I'm kind of sharing this. It's just a video and not gameplay, so I can't see the chat. But when I tried it before, I saw the chat right on this screen. So I'm gonna mess with that and see if I can get some docs up here and, you know, all that stuff. I might mess with it now, since I know no one's really watching this at this moment, I believe. I can't even see that. So, you know, yeah. So I may go off come back on and just see if I can see the chat. So this, I'm going to continue this because I'm going to do that. So if you are watching, I'll be back in a second. If you're watching this later, I'll be back in a second. But I hope you are watching. All right. Give me a second and I'll be back. Peace.